Let's talk about something we've all felt, that frustrating moment when your words just get stuck. Well, there's a really simple technique called the air first launch, and honestly, it can be a total game changer for how you speak. You know that feeling, right? You have the word right there. It's on the tip of your tongue. Your brain is screaming it, but your mouth, it just won't cooperate. It feels less like you forgot something and more like you've hit a physical wall. It is so frustrating.
So, what is actually going on there? Well, that feeling has a name, and just understanding it is half the battle. Let's dive into what's called the vacuum block. Okay, so what is this vacuum block thing? It's not in your head, it's a physical problem. When we get nervous about saying a word, we tense up, and this is the important part. We hold our breath. Then we try to force the word out anyway, but our vocal cords literally lock up because there's no air to carry the sound. It's like trying to push open a door that's bolted shut. Okay, so that's the problem. But the good news? The fix is surprisingly simple. In fact, it's kind of brilliant because it's so simple. Let's get right into the air first solution.
All right, listen close, because if you take away just one thing today, this is it. This is the whole secret right here. You just have to let a tiny puff of air out before you even try to say the first syllable. That's it. That is the key that unlocks everything. But why? Why does a little puff of air make such a huge difference? It can feel a little abstract, I get it. So let's use a couple of really great analogies to make it all click into place. I love this one. Trying to speak from that vacuum block is like going down a water slide with no water. You just get stuck. It's all friction and tension, and it feels awful. But that tiny puff of air, that's like turning on the water. Suddenly, everything is slippery, and it all just flows. Or think about it like this. A giant airplane can't just magically pop into the sky, right? It needs airflow, it needs wind moving under its wings to create lift. Well, your words are the exact same way. That little puff of air is the lift they need to take off. No air, no launch. You're just stuck on the runway. Okay, so the theory makes sense. We get the what and we get the why. Now for the most important part, the how. Let's break down exactly how you can start putting this into practice, like today. And we're not just going to throw you in the deep end. We're going to do this with 3 simple practice modes. Think of them like levels in a game. We'll start super easy with the sigh start, then level up to the pacing pause, and finally, we'll tackle the main challenge, the hard letter soften, for those words that always give you trouble. All right, easy mode, the sigh start. You can do this one right now. Before you give a simple, low-pressure answer to someone, just let out a tiny, almost silent sigh, like a little sound. So instead of tensing up to say, it's 2 o'clock, you just go, it's 2 o'clock. It instantly releases that tension. Okay, next up, medium mode. This is all about weaving this technique into the natural rhythm of how you already speak. You know those little pauses you take at a comma or at the end of a sentence? Use them. Instead of rushing to the next thought, take that split second, reset your air with a tiny exhale, and then launch the next phrase. It makes everything so much smoother. Okay, you're getting the hang of it. You're using those natural pauses. Feeling good? Ready for the final level? This is where we go after those specific words that always seem to trip us up. This is the hard letter challenge. We all have them, right? Those words that start with an explosive sound like a P or a B or a T that just feel like you're running into a brick wall. The secret isn't to power through them, it's to soften them by leading with an H sound to get the air moving first before you even try to make that hard sound. And this shows it perfectly. The hard start is that tense, frustrating block. Pizza. You can feel the pressure building. But the soft start, you just lead with the air, and let it carry the P sound out smoothly. Pizza. It is a completely different physical experience. All flow, no force. Okay, we've covered the problem, we've covered the simple solution, and we've covered exactly how to practice it. Let's bring it all home for your final launch. If you forget everything else we talked about, please just remember this one simple mantra. Air first, words second. That's it. Let the air lead the way and the words will always follow. And that brings us to the end, which is really your beginning. This isn't just some theory. It's a tool you can start using the moment we're done here. So the only question left is, what conversation, what word, what idea will you launch first?